There's live. Okay, perfect. Hello, everybody. Kind of had a little bit of a hiccup today. My morning appointment went a little bit over, so we're not doing the YouTube live at 4 o'clock instead of 3 o'clock. But you know, hopefully it didn't mess up anybody's schedule too much for the two of you that watch this. But anyways, today I wanted to start off with a question by her name is Faith Herford. And this is a question that I got through a message through Facebook in February, February 24th. So this is just to give you an idea how far back I am. But anyways, and I just replied to her 2 days ago. And I said, OMG, I can't believe I missed this. I'll answer this live on YouTube. But anyways, she probably doesn't care anymore. Okay, so let's get into it. This is a question by Faith Herford, back from February 24th. She says, I'm trying to understand the structure of the skin and different coats to be able to select the right shampoo. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me see. Let me know in the comments here. Hey, Carolyn. Let me know if you guys have any trouble with the audio or anything, and maybe I'll kind of wait it out. But she says, I'm trying to understand the structure of the skin of different coats to be able to select the right shampoo. Why do some dogs shed hair and others do not? Shoot. When dead undercoat is removed with combing, how is the undercoat produced in the first place? Can you explain undercoat as opposed to the double-coated dog? Do short-haired and long-haired dogs have an undercoat? Would you consider a golden Hereford? First, anatomy of the dog's skin, and I got. Is my mouse working? Okay, there it is. Okay, so I kind of figured out how to do like a screen share. So let me just show you. See, I'm a visual learner, so let me see if I can pull this up here. Okay, perfect. All right, start screen share. So see this? What's going on? I'm not the most tech savvy person. Just kind of figuring it out as I go. Okay, but anyways, I'll just start to explain while this comes up. A dog's pore has, they call it complex follicles, meaning that they're not shallow, they're very deep. No, I was kidding. Present to everyone. Okay, perfect. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is like a, actually, let me see here, fumbling around. I guess stop, okay. All right, that didn't go as planned. Okay, but basically a dog's pore is full of hairs, cellular debris, mites, all kinds of stuff, oils from the sebaceous glands and all this stuff. So there's a lot going on in the skin, but the follicles, each follicle is producing about 7 to 12 hairs. 1 to 2 primary hairs, which is the long guard hairs that we see. And then the rest of them are the secondary hairs, which if you were to compare it to like birds, it's their down feathers, that soft down feather that's underneath the outer guard feathers that have the color and all that. So even with the parakeets that I have, I've been noticing that the parakeets, you know, when they groom each other or maybe just like flutter around, you see all these like small little down feathers, you know, coming out. One time when we were feeding ducks at a lake, Ava and Annabelle were like giving the ducks bread and things like that, which I learned now not good to do. But anyways, 2 of the ducks started fighting over the food, and one of the ducks, just kind of nipped at the other duck, and just a quick like probably a good 2 handfuls of down feathers just came out of nowhere. And it's like, oh my God, where did all that come from? You know, you would never imagine that many down feathers were hiding under those guard feathers. But that's the same thing. So it's kind of like saying, what birds don't have down feathers? You know, what about an ostrich? What if we're talking about a flamingo? What about a parrot? What about a, macaw or whatever? It's like, no, they all have it. It doesn't matter what kind of bird you're dealing with. Same thing with dogs. Doesn't matter what kind of breed you're dealing with, a Gordon Setter, a poodle. I know a lot of people say that poodles don't shed. They don't shed out, but they do shed. A doodle, it doesn't matter. A husky, they all have an undercoat. Just like all birds have the down feathers. So, and it actually serves pretty much the same purpose. Insulation, protection, helps control, regulate the body temperature. So it's very important that they have both. And here's the thing. I was actually reading, let me see if I can actually pull it up here, because this is fascinating. Okay, so this is from mygermanshepherd.org, periodical dog body system. Actually, let me copy and paste this into the chat. Oh my goodness, look at all these chat. Hi, Joanne, Anise. Hi, Carol. Hey, Nanny. Oh, Nanny Ortiz, I remember you. Okay, so here is, that's the link that I'm getting this information from, but I just thought this was fascinating. So check this out. It says, say you or your dog has a skin condition and you see your conventionally educated doctor or veterinarian for that, and he's prescribed, say, an antibiotic cream. Happens all the time, that is meant to address the symptoms of that skin condition, and you pay for that cream. Let's assume here that the cream is quote unquote successful to control the skin condition, and in parentheses, frankly, most times it isn't. Well, you just impacted all the other body systems without even realizing it. This is why a couple of months later, you are then typically dealing with an array of other health issues. So you are going to see that average MD or DVM again, and he gives you the prescriptions for the newest health issues, and you pay again, of course. And so it goes on and on and on. So you could say, on every dollar, quote, on every dollar you spend on healthcare, you will have to spend $5 more to rectify what the first dollar has done to your health because you spent it so badly, end quote. What a senseless way to spend your money. What a senseless way to deal with your first health issue, the skin condition. What a perfect way to ruin your overall health or your dog's health. But this happens all the time to hundreds of millions of dogs and people all across the Western world. And this is why the public health system in each of these nations are in shambles, because people don't know and don't see the interdependencies between all 12 body systems. And so this is, do yourself a favor and your bank account. Next time when your dog has any health issue or you have one, think first before you let the veterinarian take action and open your wallet and ruin your dog's health. I just thought that was worded so perfectly, because I think that's really what's going on. We see these skin conditions, right? And really what it is just the hair follicles are producing these hairs, and each hair is has a different life cycle. So there's 3 cycles: anagen, telogen, and catagen, or something like that. But anyways, basically new hair, live hair, and dead hair, pretty much. So there, at any given time, all over the dog's body, there are dead hairs that need to be removed. There are new hairs that are replacing those dead hairs. There's live hairs that actually need to stay. So all of this is going on, and the best way to give your dog a healthy, balanced skin is to brush them regularly. Really, I mean, and the thing is, when I tell people this, I know that the initial response is like, oh man, you're telling me to work. You're telling me to brush my dog. There's got to be an easier way. There's got to be something else. I got to buy medicine. I'd rather buy prescriptions and all this stuff. And it's like, well, what if it was really that simple? What if all you got to do is brush your dog on a regular basis? What if it really is that simple? Just taking the time and the effort to really go through and thoroughly comb your dog out. Because you care. That's why you do it. Because honestly, it's a hassle. The dog I was grooming this morning, I was telling her she didn't really like being combed out and everything, especially like under the armpits where it just kind of gets thick with that dead hair and it mats up, because that's what dead hair does. It just starts to cling together and it starts to mat up. So I'm breaking up these mats and combing it out and everything before I give her a bath. And, you know, she doesn't like it. And I just told her, honestly, Gigi, I don't like this part either. This is my least favorite part of the groom. But we have to get through this so we can get to the fun part, the massage during the bath, you know, the haircut and all that. That's the part I like. I don't like the whole hour and a half to 2 hours that I spend sweating, literally sweating, just dripping sweat, because it takes that effort and time to actually comb the dog out thoroughly, every square inch. And here's the thing, when a poodle, for example, a poodle, a Bichon, a Maltese, any of these dogs that people think that don't shed, you know, like usually like around here even, you know, the little fuzzy hair, just kind of ruffle up the hair, and the hair that doesn't fall back down nicely and it kind of sticks up and is fuzzy, just kind of pinch it and pull it. You'll notice how easily it comes out. These fuzzy, dull hairs, it comes out so easily. But here's the thing, to pick one apple off a tree and eat it, it's easy. But if you're gonna harvest the entire orchard, now we're talking work. You know, that takes time, it takes effort, you know, and we do it if we care enough. If I don't care enough about the apple orchards, then I'm not gonna pick it, I'm not gonna harvest it, who cares? But if that's my livelihood and I care enough, yeah, I'll go out there and sweat. You know, I love cats. I like cats. But the thing is, I don't have that connection with cats. And so I'm not gonna groom a cat because I know how much work it takes to do it. And I don't care that much about the cat to do it. You know, that's the thing. I don't really love grooming. I love the hair part. I love the artistic part of it, the styling, but I don't like grooming, like the work grooming. But I do it because I love the dogs. I'm crazy about the dogs that I'm doing this for. And I want them to feel special. I want them to feel cared for. And that's why I do it. And so that's the thing, is like, I don't care if you're talking about a Gordon Setter, like Faith mentioned. I don't care if you're talking about a poodle, a Bichon, or a double-coated husky, which we all know has a lot of undercoat. But here's the thing, the huskies, the labs, the dogs with these shorter coats, we see the hair all over the floor because they literally push the hairs out and they're blowing it out of their coat. Dogs like Maltese or Shih Tzus that have these long hairs, those secondary hairs, that undercoat, quote unquote undercoat, because for those long haired dogs, it's not really like an undercoat, it's not really like that, but they are finer, they're softer, they don't have as much substance to them. But those secondary hairs actually grow out. They have a similar life cycle as the primary hairs. So sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between the secondary hair or the primary hair on a Maltese. So what do? You get a comb and you comb through, and the hairs that come out, guess what? That's probably dead undercoat. The reason why we don't see a Maltese dead undercoat all over the floor is because they're so fine. The new hairs coming in actually don't even start producing until that hair comes out. So, because it's not strong enough to push that hair out. These hairs are so fine and so thin and long. So with the Maltese or a Shih Tzu, we really have to go in there and help them out. Get the comb and comb all that stuff out. And that's, that's basically it. And then so the question first started, how do you select the shampoo? And let me show you this. This is Bobby Panter's sample bottle that I got. It's called Bad Hair Day Dog. This sample bottle I thought was gonna last maybe one dog. I washed 2 Maltese and the Shih Tzu this morning, and I still have a little bit left. Isn't that amazing? So just judging by how much I used, I probably got another Shih Tzu or 2 left from this little sample bottle. This shampoo is amazing. It lathers well. So, and here's another one that I'm gonna try out next, called Itchy Dog. She also gave me a sample of the conditioner, and that's called Sassy CC. But here's the awesome thing about the conditioner. She actually said that she didn't need to make a conditioner, but because so many people are so used to, like me, so used to and so adamant about using conditioner, she went ahead and made one. She said that if she's gonna make a conditioner, she's gonna make one of the best that she can and put it out on the market. So we have a Bobby Panther conditioner. But the reason why she was explaining to me, the reason why she doesn't need a conditioner, a separate conditioner, is because her shampoo has no salt in them. And salt is usually, sodium chloride when you read the ingredients. And the reason why that's so significant is because salt is what kind of strips the hairs of the oils, and it leaves the hairs kind of open and frayed. And that's why conditioner is so important, to seal the hairs back up and protect them. But because there's no salt, there's nothing preventing the oils and the nutrients that are in the shampoo from really absorbing into those hair fibers, into the skin. It doesn't leave that residue like you feel when you swim in the ocean, that roughness. It doesn't leave that feeling. And also it doesn't strip the hairs. So, the hairs are nice and intact and clean. So I couldn't help myself. I still sprayed some leave-in conditioner and, dried the dog after the bath. But, just the shampoo, really, in my opinion, as long as you don't go with the cheapest and you read the ingredients and you feel comfortable with what the shampoo is made of, and maybe even read the company's philosophy, their mission statement, and see what they're all about, it's really a personal preference. Like when I was asking my friend he's done some contracting work before, when I was remodeling my shop in Buckhead, I wanted the walls purple. And funny enough, purple seems to be like a really popular color with groomers, but I wanted to paint the walls purple. And I was asking him, should I use DuPont? Should I use Glidden? Behr? What should I use? Should I use one with the primer already in it? He was like, dude, pick whatever one you want. He was like, just don't pick the cheapest one, but pick whatever brand you want. But the important thing is you got to prep the walls right. You got to prep the walls, properly before you put the paint on. And as long as the walls are prepped properly, you sanded the places that need to be sanded, you cleaned it all off, you wiped it down, prime it, and then you put the paint on, you can pick pretty much whatever paint you want, whichever brand you want. Same thing goes with the dogs. As long as you've prepped their skin correctly and you spent that time to really comb them out, really just pick whatever shampoo and conditioner you like. Just don't go with the cheapest one. And that's the thing. The prep before the bath, in culinary terms, is called the mise en place. And that's a French term meaning everything in its place. And that's so important. That's what makes a great chef a great chef. So like, for example, my wife's favorite dish is shrimp scampi. So I wanted to make shrimp scampi for her without realizing that, the prep is so important and everything, I just cooked the shrimp, in the pasta and made it. And here she is taking the shells off, cleaning out the veins, and she was having to do that with every single shrimp because I didn't do it, because I didn't think to do it. I didn't know. So that's the thing, is like, because I take the mise en place with dog grooming so seriously, my dishes are always going to turn out better than somebody who doesn't, and that's the difference. So moving on, hopefully you guys get that. I hope I made it clear. If not, don't worry. I'm going to keep working on this and try to make it even clearer and more concise. Let's see here. Alrighty. All right, I see there we go. Let me pause that. Okay, let me get to some of these live questions here. If I can get this computer to work. There we go. Okay, Carolyn, gotta go, my appointment. Hugs to everyone from Arizona. Thank you for joining us, Carolyn. I really appreciate that. Nanny, how many months a puppy need to have to go to the vet? Well, puppies, I think it's good to take them like within after like 6 to 8 weeks or something. I really don't know. But yeah, I would say like maybe between 6 to 8 weeks. Maybe, here's the thing though. I heard Scott Wasserman, he's known as Mr. Terrier internationally. In one of his terrier demonstrations, he told us that between 8 and 12 weeks is the fear imprint stage. So if a puppy goes through something that's really traumatic or really scary for them, between that 8 to 12 week period, it could stay with them for the rest of their life. and they can like hold on to that trauma. So maybe wait till after 12 weeks and then take them to the vet. But that's just my opinion. I don't know. I'm not an expert on that. The Royal Pets. Hi guys. Hi Royal Pets. Alrighty. The Royal Pets. So salt should not be in the shampoo. I don't know if should not is a good word, is a good way to put it. It's just that a lot of shampoos do have salt in them. And Bobby Panther makes shampoos with no salt. And for those reasons that I mentioned, it doesn't leave a residue. It doesn't strip the hairs of the skin. It doesn't dry it out, and it helps the oils and the ingredients, the good ingredients that are in the shampoo. It helps it absorb easily. Okay, the Royal Pets. Should the shampoo have pesticides? No, the shampoo should not have pesticides in it. I just said again. In my opinion, shampoos should have the most natural ingredients possible. And something I learned from Pam Luritzen from the ICC. She said that we highly underestimate the effectiveness of water, nature's natural moisturizer and cleanser. And she was saying that whatever skin condition you're dealing with, or whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish with your dog's skin and hair, always use the mildest product possible. Don't go with these strong chemicals and all these things that really, we're not really sure how it's gonna affect the dog's health long term. We really don't know. So I suggest using natural ingredients, natural products, products that you really can research and feel, stand behind, feel proud of that you're using. And that's just my take on it. But I would suggest not using shampoos that have pesticides in it. Nydia Ballesteros. We'll just say Nydia. This question is from Nydia. AZ in the house. Yes, Arizona. Oh, by the way, I'm wearing my pet club grooming shirt from Arizona. The pet club, they call themselves, let me see, Outlaw Groomers. Can you guys see that? Anyways, they call themselves Outlaw Groomers, and I love it. I love it. And I'm an outlaw for life. But until they kick me out. But I love it. It's just such a camaraderie that they have. The groomers there, and they have several locations, but it doesn't matter which location you're working at. There's just such a sense of a team environment. Like, we're all in this together. And I just love it. I love the Outlaw Groomers. I love Pet Club Grooming. Melissa, if you're watching this, I love you. You're awesome. Okay, so Nydia, yes, not a grooming question, but get puppies Parvo series. Yeah, I've personally seen dogs, puppies with Parvo, and it's really not pretty. It's not something that you want to deal with. So yeah, I would agree with Nydia. At least, protect your dogs from Parvo. Nanny, I use Nanny Ortiz. I use avocado shampoo for my palm. I love it. Avocado is probably one of the best ingredients. Avocado oil, even, avocado oil is actually really good for like the bulldog folds and those pugs that have those folds around the muzzle, their ears especially. These are areas that need to be oiled. A lot of people, the misconception, the misinformation that we get is that these areas, the folds and the bulldogs, the ears, they were taught to keep them clean and dry. But Michelle Knowles from Yves Saint Bernard in Cave Creek, Arizona, Michelle taught me that that's so wrong. These areas like the ears, the folds, the tummy area, the armpits, these are called sebaceous zones because they're the areas that produce less hair and more oils. So these areas actually need to be clean and oiled, not clean and dry, clean and oiled. So avocado oil, if you want to get it on like a little cotton ball or something and just kind of do a light layer in those folds in your dog's ears, it's gonna protect your dog from all sorts of infections, yeast, bacteria, all of that stuff that we deal with on a regular basis. It will actually prevent all of that from happening. Okay, so the royal pets. What? Most shampoos have pesticides here in Kenya. Well, then I would suggest going with Pam Lauritsen's idea and just use water. Because really, if you do a really good job combing your dog out thoroughly, brushing out all that dead hair and dander out of their skin, warm water would be probably the best thing, rather than putting those strong shampoos with those pesticides in it. So I would suggest water, and maybe start off with warm water, and just because warm water will rinse off the old oils and everything, and then before you finish, change it to a little bit cooler water. And the colder water is going to help seal everything back up. So the warm water relaxes, and then the cold water is going to seal it up. So I would just use water. If that was my only other option and I couldn't get good quality shampoo, I would just use water. Robin Plaz, next time you groom a Maltese, can you film it? Here's the thing, Robin, I'm a one-man show pretty much. I do everything myself. I'm doing the blogs, I'm trying to keep up with comments, I'm trying to do all these things, take pictures even, and groom the dogs and finish on time, and set the appointments for my clients. I feel like I'm just doing way too much, and the last thing I need is to try to, set up a tripod and, camera. Until I get someone who's willing to just follow me around and film me, I don't know if it's possible unless I start grooming here at home. And we actually are gonna do more grooming videos with me just grooming dogs here at home with my wife filming it, because yeah, but I would love to, Robin, but I have to make sure that my clients' dogs are being taken care of, they're getting what they want, and that comes first. And then these YouTube videos and everything, it's really just for fun. And I groom dogs to make a living. I make these videos to try to make a difference. So that's my thing. Okay, so the royal pets. How do you deal with fleas and ticks? Oh, great question. I use diatomaceous earth powder, and I do it regularly on my dogs. There's also a peppermint spray that I use. It has like mint and clove and rosemary oils, extracts and stuff. And also, I ran into this company at SuperZoo called Insect Shield. They gave me a bandana as a sample. It's awesome. So basically what it has is, I want to make sure I pronounce it right, permethrin or something like that. Okay, so the active ingredient in Insect Shield is so tightly bonded to the fabric fibers that it retains effective repellency through the life of the product. So what they've done is they've actually bonded permethrin, I think it's called, into the actual fibers. So it has no odor. You can wash it as much as you want, and it'll never wash out because it's literally embedded into the fibers itself, the cloth. So they gave me a sample bandana, and it's actually a full-size square bandana. So I cut it in three. I cut it in thirds and tied it around each one of my dogs, and it works. The active ingredient is permethrin. And the cool thing is, Insect Shield, this company actually started by making clothes that will repel insects for the military, because when our soldiers are out there in some pretty horrible conditions sometimes, the last thing that they need is to be bothering with these bugs and mosquitoes biting them all the time. So they made clothes where the fibers are literally embedded with permethrin, and it naturally repels off fleas, ticks, any kind of insects. And the amazing thing is they actually made grooming clothes. So I will be ordering some grooming smocks and grooming clothes from this company, Insect Shield, very soon, especially because I can afford it now. But I was waiting for someone to ask about that because I was so excited to talk about Insect Shield. But the company's called Insect Shield. Look them up. Amazing, amazing product. Nydia, nice to know about Outlaw Groomer. So I said I have poodles and their hair is not shining. Yeah. So if you have a poodle and the coat is not shiny and it's not smooth and silky feeling, it's probably because there's a lot of dead coat in there, the fuzzy, dull coat. And the best way to get that out, I use a Coat King, the brush that kind of looks like a bear claw. I use that. I use a slicker brush. I use a Greyhound comb. I use several different tools to get out as much as I possibly can. Now, let me warn you, when you do that for the first time, you're going to see a lot of red areas, especially where there's a lot of like dead hair in certain areas, like these shoulder areas, behind the ears. When you pull out so much of that dead hair all at once, you're going to get some red areas, which is why I suggest doing it before the bath. Not only is it going to get the skin cleaner because all that stuff is now out of the skin, so the skin has room for the shampoo and the conditioner to go in and do what it needs to do, but also those areas that are red and kind of overstimulated, you actually cool it back down with the shampoo, the conditioner, the cool water. And after the bath and I dry the dog, those areas that are kind of red actually cool down and it looks normal again. So if you have a poodle that the coat's kind of lackluster, probably time for a really thorough comb out. And just to warn you, when you do it, don't let it alarm you. Don't be shocked. You're gonna see some red areas, and that's okay. Just wash, shampoo, condition, dry it out, give her a nice comb out afterwards, and you'll notice a huge difference. Okay, next question. That's what I have. Okay, that was Robin Plaz. Robin says, that's what I have. So I guess maybe she's talking about the Insect Shield. I don't know, but I like it. Monica Ortega. I have a dog, is a Bichon Frise. What do you suggestion to use around the eye area to clean the red hairs created by their tear ducts? Gigi, the Shih Tzu I did this morning, she's like a cream colored Shih Tzu, kind of whitish, creamy color. She had a lot of brown hairs around the eyes and everything. Those are dead hairs, so I pulled it out. So with the Bichon, I would just comb and maybe just pull out as much of those brown hairs as possible. And then maybe with thinning shears, just kind of thin out the rest. And then as it grows out, continue to keep pulling out those brown hairs. And that's the best thing for those brown hairs. They're brown because they're not live, they're not sealed, and they don't have that protective layer of oil on them. So they're frayed, they're dull, and so they're gonna hold on to that moisture that's coming from the eyes, and that's gonna create bacteria, which causes the staining. So really the best way is to just stay on top of it and regularly go in there and just kind of pinch and pull those dead brown hairs out. Nydia, I feel I can't become a groomer when my own dogs are not to par. Suggestion, please. If that were the case, then I probably shouldn't be a groomer. You know how they say a cobbler's kids have no shoes? A groomer's dogs are pretty filthy, so don't feel bad. I don't let it make me feel bad, because I do. When I do comb them, I comb them out thoroughly. I know they're comfortable. They just look shaggy sometimes, especially Weemy. We're growing Weemy back out, and right now he looks like a little sheepdog. He has like hair covering his eyes. This morning when we were on the walk, this lady was like, "Oh, what a cute dog!" And so he gets excited and he went to go say hi to her. And with Weemy, I have one of those retractable leashes. I know they suck, but with Weemy, I like letting him run around sometimes. So he runs over to her, right? And he runs right by her. He runs right past her because he has so much hair covering his eyes, couldn't even see her. And she thought that was so funny. We all started laughing. But yeah, I mean, my own dogs, they don't look perfectly groomed. So Nydia, I wouldn't let that, stop you. If you really want to be a dog groomer, be a dog groomer, Um, Nanny Ortiz, raw food is good for the dog's coat. There's see, I'm still trying to learn more about dog food. Personally, I'm a fan of Natural Balance because I met a lady named Beverly at the Unleashed location in Dunwoody. What I love about Beverly is she didn't try to sell me on the product. She sold me on the philosophy. And I'm all about philosophy. Why we're doing what we're doing is so much more important to me than what it is you're actually doing. Why you're doing it is more important. And that's what she did. She explained the philosophy behind Natural Balance. She explained why Dick Van Patten started the company, why he was so passionate about making good food for dogs. And I'm all, I was like, I love it. I love it. I agree. And now I believe in Natural Balance. But that's not to say I'm not trying different foods and trying to experiment myself so I can get a better grasp of how much dog food really does affect the coat. I know diet's important, but this is a company called Canigan, and they actually sent me a sample bag here of country game recipe. So I actually just ran out of dog food. So I'm gonna use this now and just give it a try. And I'm trying different brands and different dog foods because I guess that's kind of the good thing about not being sponsored by anybody. I don't owe anybody anything. I'm not brand loyal to anybody. So I can try different brands, try for different products, and I can just give you my honest opinion, what I thought, because nobody's paying me for it. And I kind of like that. It gives me this freedom, to say, this sucks. I think this product sucks. If it sucks, I'm going to say it sucks. If it's great, I'm going to say it's great. But it's not because there's any hidden agenda or any ulterior motives behind it. I'm just letting you know my honest feedback, and I love that. Okay, Monica Ortega, you need an assistant or a helper for videos. Yeah, my wife. My wife is helping out as much as she can, but she's busy as well. And I honestly can't pay somebody to follow me around and video me, shoot videos of me. So we'll see. We'll see. It may come to that though. I have a tripod, and here's the thing: it's a really cheap tripod. I bought it Walmart. So at SuperZoo, I'm running around with this cheap wobbly tripod, this outdated camcorder from like the late '90s maybe. But oh my goodness, and it was kind of like I almost felt a little bit intimidated and embarrassed even, because other guys with these press passes, they had such professional looking camcorders, like it looked like Hollywood camcorder styles, and they had these microphones that they would put on the interviewees. And here I am fumbling around trying to get this wobbly tripod to stay still and sweating, running late to these appointments, but a part of me feels like it was probably endearing to some of them, because here they are, these big name people, kind of big names in the industry, and they have these professional people all calm and cool and collected, being all professional, and here I am, totally unprofessional, totally unpolished, just fumbling around, doing my best, sweating, and they probably found it endearing. Here's this guy, completely unqualified, but just out there doing his best. I just thought that was kind of funny. The Royal Pets, nice. I'm with you, nice. Robin Plus. Oh, no. I already read that. Okay, nice. Robin Plus. Okay, thanks. Love your videos. Oh, Robin, thank you so much. I really appreciate you joining and participating here, even if it's just to say thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Nanny, how many dogs do you have, June? I have 3. So I have Weemy, who's a little Shih Tzu Maltese mix. Well, actually, he's 2/3 Maltese, 1/3 Shih Tzu, but he looks more Shih Tzu than Maltese. Then I have a Jindo mix named Angel and a Pit mix named Dexter. So those are my 3. Monica, we completely understand. June, thanks for all you do for us on YouTube. You're doing great by making sure your clients' dogs are well taken care of and getting the message across to all of us. Wow, thank you so much, Monica. That really means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Because I really am. I'm doing my best, and I don't really know if I'm doing a good job or not. I don't really have any mold. Nobody's ever done what I'm doing before me. So And I watch a lot of these professional groomers like Christina Pulaski, Jay Scruggs, Suze Echo. I watch a lot of their videos to try to get inspiration. But these guys are just so cool and calm and collected, and I'm just so not. And I realized I'm actually probably not fit for that. Because what if I did one day? You know, you see a video of me coming out and it's very just scripted, you know, very collected, very just cool. You guys probably be like, "Who is this guy?" You know, like. Nydia, yes, please tell all about new products from SuperZoo. Okay, perfect. Okay, and this is Royal Pets. I want Insect Shield. Attach a link. Oh, okay. So Insect Shield. Let me put their website. Okay, cool. So it's insectshield.com. I'm going to spell it out here in the chat window. Insectshield.com. Boom. So that's that. There's a few more products here I want to get into. One of them is called Plaque Off. Plaque Off is a Swedish company. They've only entered the United States market 2 years ago. So that's why I've never heard of them. I'm sure most people haven't heard of them. But they also make a powder form. So what this is sea kelp. The secret ingredient is sea kelp. The Swedish company has figured out a way to make sea kelp into a powder form where when ingested, I don't know if you can see that well. Let me see. Okay, so here's before, here's after, right? Almost looks like they've had like a professional scaling from the vet, but all it was is just giving them these powders, 1 teaspoon a day, and you can actually put this powder, mix it into their food, or what I've been doing is I've been giving my dogs these treats, and it's saying on the back here for small dogs like 2 to 4 treats. For the bigger dogs, 4 treats a day. And so I've been giving Angel and Dexter 4 a day. I've been giving Weemy 2. I actually have to go out there and take a picture of their teeth so I can keep track. But it's amazing what. And so the lady that I was talking to, she explained to me that it helps with bad breath, tartar, and plaque. And what it does is by ingesting it, it prevents the formation of the bacteria that causes that biofilm plaque to form. So it prevents plaque from forming. And not only is it preventing plaque from forming, but because plaque is not being made, no more plaque is being made from the body, none of that bacteria is being produced, the plaque and the tartar that's on the teeth keep breaking away. And eventually you get white teeth. And so this picture here, this was taken in the course of 4 months. So this was in June. They took this in June. They took this in October. So it took 4 months. And they also showed me a picture after 4 weeks. 4 weeks after taking the product, I couldn't tell too big of a difference. You can tell like, yeah, it looks like it's getting better, but I'm not sure. So 4 weeks, you won't see a big difference. 4 months though is night and day. So because it's an all-natural ingredient, it takes time. It's not going to be like overnight you have white, clean teeth. But if you give your dogs this product, Plaque Off, in powder or treat form, after 4 months, you got nice, clean, white teeth. And you don't ever have to take them to the vet and get them sedated and get their teeth scaled. Amazing. I love it. I love how convenient and easy it is to use. I love the effectiveness because people pay for results. They don't care about the reasons, You can give all the scientific reasons in the world, but if it doesn't give you the results that you want, who cares, right? So I love that it's effective, it's easy, it's safe. So I really like that. Okay, let's get to the next question because I'm the busy man. I ain't got, that's kidding. Okay. Nanny Ortiz. So that, first, Nydia was saying, please tell us about the new products from SuperZoo. I got a few more. The Royal Pets was saying that they want Insect Shield, and Nanny Ortiz. I give my dog natural balance. Nanny, good for you, because I really love the company's philosophy. I can get behind that. The official RC Gaming. Yay, I'm here. Yay! I'm glad you're here too, RC Gaming. Nanny Ortiz. Why dogs with white hair are so difficult to groom? Oh, because usually when the dogs have white hair, you're talking about a Bichon, you're talking about a Maltese, you're talking about those kind of dogs with the white, fine hair. A Bichon is not as hard as a Maltese. If you're trying to do like let's say a teddy bear cut on a Maltese, wow, good luck, because it's pretty tough to get a Maltese haircut to look smooth and even. And I remember, I forget who it was. I think it was Scott Wasserman, but they were saying that in their school, the way they interview new groomers who want to get hired on as a groomer, they give them a Maltese as a test groom. And they say, do a puppy cut, or like a lamb trim or teddy bear cut, whatever you want to call it, where you leave about a ½ an inch on the body and then maybe like an inch on the legs and get everything to blend nicely. Because he said, if you can get a Maltese to look good, you're hired on the spot. That's how difficult it is. So you're right. White hair dogs, it does require a little more skill, a little more control, I guess, of your scissors and clippers. Alan Powell. Alan, guys, I don't know if you guys understand how amazing it is that we have someone like Alan Powell joining us and giving us his input and feedback, because Alan is probably one of the most talented, most knowledgeable groomers I've ever met. And Alan, next time I go to Cali, we're gonna have a beer together. Let's see here, Nydia. Keeping it real for the folks that can't go to SuperZoo. That would be me. Outdated things sticking out like a sore thumb. That's why I always follow you. Oh, thank you, Nydia. Thank you so much. My goodness, you are like full of compliments and encouragement. Oh, man. So the official RC Gaming says, since I'm almost at 3,000 subs, at 3,000, I'll make a rap song for you. Oh, snap. What would be even cooler? If no, you know what? That's just my secret ambition. Maybe in another lifetime, I'll rap. But man, I would love to have somebody send me a beat like Dr. Dre, and I'll be Eminem and write the freaking rap, Nah, I gotta stick to grooming, I guess. So in this lifetime, I'm gonna stick to grooming. Maybe in my next lifetime, if I look a little more thuggish, I'm gonna be a rapper. Alan Powell, plaque on, plaque off, the placker. Alan, not only is he talented and knowledgeable, but sometimes he's funny. Let's see, Nydia. Yes, I use Plaque Off. It looks grainy in water, but it works with food perks of working with the vet. Okay, perfect. So we have somebody who actually used Plaque Off. Perfect. I never even heard of it till I went to SuperZoo. Hilm Heather, you're awesome. When I started grooming, I watched your videos for advice. You've helped me out so much. Wow, thank you, Hilm Heather. I really appreciate that. Thank you for taking the time to actually let me know that what I'm doing is actually helpful. It's really cool. It's really encouraging. Fruity Peach Natural Snapples. How do I give my dog a bath when he's terrified of water? Okay. So I was actually explaining this to my client this morning. Some dogs just are terrified of water and they don't like being sprayed with water. So what I do is I will spray the water in my face. And sometimes I'll even just get in the tub with the dog and I'll spray the water all over me. And then I'll spray it on them. And when they shake, I'll stick my face in it and say, oh, thank you so much, buddy. I love it. Because I feel like with my body language, what that tells the dog is, I love this. This is great. Isn't this awesome having water sprayed on us? And that way, even if the dog doesn't really like it that much, usually they calm down because they figure, this crazy guy likes it, like I guess this is just his thing, maybe he likes it. I'll just, I guess it's not that bad. But what happens is I see this all the time, especially in the self-wash area that I work out of. When the dog shakes or anything, people are like, they try to stop the dog from shaking. Like, they get out the way. They act like it's a terrible thing to get splashed by the water. So then what are we telling the dog? That I hate this water being splashed on me, but it's okay for me to spray it on you? And then we want the dog to trust us that we're not trying to be mean. The dog's going to think that it's BS, because with our body language, we're telling the dog, hey, this is actually not a good thing. But then we want them to be okay with it. So I know it sounds crazy, but Nydia, oh no, who is it? Fruity Peach Natural Snapples. Give it a shot. Just try spraying yourself with it while the dog's watching you. Spray it all over your face. Just act like you love it, and then spray them. And then when they shake, just put your face in it and say, "Oh my God, thank you so much. Good shake, buddy. Good shake." And just try it out, because dogs have the most honest form of communication. They don't use spoken words like we do, and they don't try to convince each other of something. There's no hard sell for a dog. They just are. They just do. And that's the way they communicate. It's so honest. So that's the way we should try to communicate. Not should. I'm trying to avoid words like should and telling people how to live their life, but that's how we could. That's how we could do it. And, show the dog that, hey, this is actually a really great thing. I love it, And so that would be my suggestion. Royal Pets. Can one shave the brown stains from the eyes and then maintain new fur? I think you meant new hair. The reason why that's not a great idea is because when I pull the hair out of the skin, a lot of that hair was deep inside the skin. It's even when you pull your own hair out, you'll notice that even after the root, sometimes the hair goes past the root. So if you're gonna shave that area right off, then what you're doing is you're leaving in the stubble, the root, pretty much, that dead stubble that's still inside the skin. You're leaving it in there, and it's getting compacted in there. So as it starts to grow out, it's going to grow out all nasty and fuzzy and gross. So I'm not saying don't shave that area, but before you shave it, get one of those stripping knives for the face. It's triangle shape, or just get some cornstarch and powder your fingers so you get a good grip, and pull those hairs out before you shave it. And that's going to give you the results that you want. Nanny Ortiz, I have a Maltese. Oh, Nanny, if you practice on your Maltese and you can get a good smooth haircut down on your Maltese, you are a fantastic groomer. The Real Pets, and getting new products, and thanks to your YouTube video and grooming tools. It was amazing. Thank you so much, The Royal Pets. I love your engagement. I love your questions. I'm really happy that you were part of the show today. Thank you so much. So really quick, I got 10 more minutes. This is another sample that I got. It's called Bottle Blasters. And I love this because what you do is you get a water bottle and you screw this on. And then you can use it to spray your pets. You can use it to give them water. And what's really cool is that they have, so this is a smaller one, right? So they have a smaller adapter kind of screwing area. And then with the bottles where it's a little bit deeper and bigger, they have a deep, so that's the shallow end, that's the deeper end. And so you can actually screw this deeper end in there. And what's awesome is look at how little water it uses. So, oh, you can't even see. So I'm spraying this on me right now, right? And it uses such little water. So you're conserving water. I don't know why I did that. I guess I wanted to show you an example. But you're using very little water, so it conserves your water. So rather than, trying to just use a little bit, just put this on the top and only a little bit comes out, and your dogs can literally drink right from it. You can spray them down if they got dirty. You can spray them down with it. I think this is a genius little idea, and it's called Bottle Blasters, and the website is bottleblasters.com. Another one that I really like that I actually used today, Rinse Ace. And so it's a faucet adapter that has a little spray hose, and I used it today on Gigi. I loved it, and it has 3 different settings, and so it has like a stream, a center setting, so it's pretty strong, and then it has like a shower setting, and then it has like a massage, like a pulse setting. I love it, and the adapter is so easy. So basically, what you do is you take their sink spout off, unscrew that. You screw on this adapter piece instead, and then this piece here locks on. And that's it. And then you turn on their sink, and this is an 8-foot hose. So I attach it to their sink, and I wash the dog in the tub. And I couldn't use it on a few of my clients' homes because their bathroom is so huge. I attached it to the sink, and even with the 8-foot hose, it won't reach even halfway to their bathtub or their walk-in shower. So some of my clients' homes, it doesn't work. But if you have a normal, like a regular sized bathroom, this is gonna be good. And that's Rinse Ace. The company is called Jinsey, Ginsey, the website for it. Okay, so you want to go to www.jinsey.com. I'm going to put that here in the chat. Jinsey.com. So you can order it on Jinsey.com. This at Petco and PetSmart. So I actually saw this product before, and I saw them at SuperZoo, and I was like, oh my goodness, I saw this. And they're super friendly. They're super awesome. So if you're at home, they even have a shower adapter. They offered me a shower adapter as well, but that one doesn't make too much sense for me because I can't, go and detach and install this on everyone's shower every time. So the sink one just is much more reasonable and easier for me to use.
Linda Bosco asked, how do I transition my dogs to New Balance dog food?
Okay, so there's a question from Linda Bosco, and she's really cool. I love Linda, but she's saying, how does she transition her dog from her old
transition my dogs to New Balance
to the New Balance dog food? I think there's a good way to, there is a proper way to do it, right? You're supposed to kind of mix it in.
Mix the old food with the new food little by little, and then transition, and then add more of the new food so that the dogs will get used to it.
Yeah. So kind of mix it in little by little, and then transition it to you're using pretty much all of the new food now. Here's how I do it. I run out of dog food, and then I buy a different kind, and I give it to them. That's how I do it. Just because for me, it's not practical with my budget. I think I actually am on the same bank account that Kevin Hart uses. It seems to work the same way. But anyways, yeah, for me personally, I don't find it practical to do it that way, like slowly transition them. And also, I've never had a problem with them getting loose stool or reacting negatively to the new food. If they do, I just don't use that food anymore. But like when I was giving them, there's a brand called Abound that I get from Kroger, and the stool is nice and firm and they don't have any issues. I'm about to give them this out of nowhere when I was giving them New Balance. And if they start to have diarrhea, I'm gonna say, I guess I'm not gonna give them that food. I've even tried freeze-dried food, this Grandma Lucy's freeze-dried food. And when you mix it with warm water, which is what you're supposed to do, and let it sit, it kind of turns into this oatmeal kind of consistency. It has the consistency of oatmeal. And my dogs loved it. They ate it up, but their stool was just so soft and just so mushy and nasty. And on the walks, I'm already having a hard time fumbling with those poo bags, getting them open. That takes like 15 minutes. And then, then I have to try to, pick out all that loose stuff from the grass blades and everything. No. So me personally, I don't like Grandma Lucy's freeze-dried food. I'm not a big fan of any freeze-dried food personally because just the experiences I've been having. But with these dry foods, the kibble, as long as I go with the good brand that has, good ingredients, I've never had an issue with them not taking well to the new food. The Royal Pets, you just said New Balance. That's right, I probably did say New Balance. I meant Natural Balance. So now let's talk about Adidas. I'm just kidding. Oh man. The Royal Pets, hey, very true with dog food. Yeah, so I mean, when I was younger, my parents, they would have like a stray dog in the backyard here and there, and I mean, I don't think they've ever went out and bought them food. I think they just gave them scraps from the table, and you know, they never had any health issues. Actually, they were so healthy, they jumped the fence, they jumped the fence and ran away. You know, like, forget this, these people aren't even taking care of me. So yeah, I mean, I think that right now the trend seems to be like, oh, it's the food, the food, the food. But when you really think about it, I addressed this last week as well, or the week before I went to SuperZoo. A lot of the stuff that that they're advertising, no byproducts, no lamb meal, 100% chicken breast, sirloin steak, choice cut meats. Those are stuff that we want. You know, we throw away the byproducts, we throw away the organs, the chicken gizzards, the liver, the kidneys, all that. That's actually what the dogs want. Michelle Knowles, she works closely with the nutritionist there at Animal Health Services in Cave Creek, Arizona. And that nutritionist, very well read, highly respected. She was explaining to Michelle, who then explained to me, that a lot of these things that we are taking out of the food is actually what's necessary, that has the essential minerals and things that the dogs need. And we're taking it out of the food because we think it's nasty. You know, we want the chicken breast, but the dogs don't want the chicken breast. They'll eat the chicken breast after they've gotten the guts. But if you see how animals take a prey down, watch lions when they take down the big buffalo or, wildebeest or whatever, they go straight for the stomach. They go for the stomach and the guts first, and after they've gone all that, then they eat the rest of the animal. But I think with the dog foods, especially these vegan diets that we're coming up with now, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to get into it. I'm going to stay in my lane, which is dog grooming. I'm dabbling in food right now because I'm trying to determine for myself how much of an impact food makes on the dog's skin and coat health. But that's the only reason. It's really, grooming is my lane. I'm going to stay in it. The Royal Pets. Can Natural Balance be shipped to Kenya? I don't know. I'm not sure. And I'm not sure what the shipping cost would be. Again, dog grooming is my lane. I'm staying in my lane. But I'm sure you can contact them if you go to the Natural Balance website, naturalbalance.com. And I'm sure if you contact them, they will probably find a way for you to be able to get it in Kenya. And I just think that it's amazing, first of all, that you and I are talking right now, and having this conversation, and you're in Kenya and I'm in Georgia. Like, this is amazing to me. I don't think that we really get what's going on right now with all this technology that we have. Literally, I'm making friends from all across the world. And I'm sitting here in my, in my study room. This is never before in history had we had a time like this. And I don't think that my generation can fully grasp the potential and how to really take advantage of this. I think that's going to be my daughters and the next generation that's able to really utilize the full potential of what we really have right now. Because my 8-year-old constantly reminds me that I can Google stuff. I forget. I sit there and wonder. I'm like, man, when am I going to make it to the library? So I can find this stuff out. I can Google it. It's right. All this information is right here at our fingertips. I really believe that we've never lived in a time like we have now. Now you're talking my talk. Let's go back to grooming. Thank you. The Royal Pets. Grooming. Let's stay in my lane, right? But anyways, it's 5 o'clock. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this hour. I apologize for the for the mix-up and the time, I got out of my morning appointment a little bit late. I had to fight traffic, and so that's why we started at 4 o'clock today. But next week on Thursday, same time, 3 o'clock. I'm really looking forward to it. I love the the unscripted factor. I love how I never really know what to expect, and it always ends up being really fun, really engaging. I love it. Nanny Ortiz, June, do you have Instagram? Yes, on Instagram, I am Jun the Groomer. So Instagram.com/Jun the Groomer. Boom. So that's my Instagram. John, no, is it John John Rickety, I think. Anyways, I'll just say John. John says, I love your videos. Do update us on what you find out about how food affects your dog's skin and coat. Hello from the Philippines. You know, I actually do check where the views are coming from, just out of curiosity sometimes. I actually have like about over 3,000 views every 28 days coming from the Philippines. I'm like, whoa, you know, like Philippines, the island, you know, like, wow, I had no idea that grooming is so universal. It seems like grooming is a really big thing all over the world now, you know. It's wow. But John, thank you so much for joining the show. I love that you're watching from the Philippines. It just excites me, you know. Nanny Ortiz, thank you, June. I really like your videos. Nanny, I really like your participation. I really appreciate you just, you know, supporting what I'm doing, encouraging me. It really means so much to me, because without that, if I felt like this really wasn't making a difference and people didn't really care about what I was doing, I'm not sure if I would do it, because honestly, I'm not making money off of this. You know, it's not about that. It's about feeling like I'm making a difference in other people's lives and helping pets all around the world be more comfortable in their own skin, because feeling good is so much more important than looking good. And I truly believe that looking good is actually just a natural byproduct, a natural side effect of feeling good. So I feel like when we feel good, we do look good, and feeling good is so much more important. Ashley Palan, how do you groom Maltese? Oh man, and she also, Ashley Palan says, I have a really hard time with those type of dogs. Ashley, I would really love to get into it, but it's already past the hour. And but a Maltese, just to give you a good hint, lots and lots of brushing and combing first. And once you do a lot of brushing and combing and the prep work is all done right, then the haircut pretty much falls into place. So, but if you don't do a good prep job and you have all this fuzzy coat that doesn't lay well, it's you know, got this dull, brittle feel to it, then yeah, you got your work cut out for you. But if you take care of all that first and then wash them and then dry them correctly, you know, using the angles, the natural angles of the dog, and you do all that first and then you start the haircut will be much easier. But anyways, my daughter is giving me the eye. I got to go ahead and play with her for a little bit. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I can't even believe that so many people watch this, and this is just a really a rewarding feeling. So thank you guys so much. I'll see you next week.